suppose that, as you said, it'd be really romantic, everything would be a bed of roses, you know, if you do everything, everybody'd be real happy.
I thought he was nice looking, but there was something not more than that. It was the way I felt inside when I saw him. The first time I saw him, I felt it, and he felt the same.
He was gas, he was funny. Yeah, he was funny. He entertained me.
But at the time I was so caught up in the romance of it all, I thought this is great because I had somebody I thought was treating me like a princess.
I suppose his personality. And it was very charismatic. It's like he kissed a Blarney Stone.
Well, I was hoping that they'd get married, grow up. And you used to see women with children saying, oh, I'd love to have a baby when we were younger. And then you'd hope that you grow up, you'd be married and everything be real happy and have a lovely house.
My friend was going with his friend, and she wouldn't walk up the road to meet him. Oh, your man that I ended up with walked over to me and just says, I never got my Christmas kiss off you.
Your heart jumping, and you just wanted to be with somebody, you know, just him. Really it takes over your life.
So I just presumed that I'd go to school, leave school, get a job, and then leave work when I got married, have kids, and live happily ever after with the husband taking care of me.
I'd finish school and I'd go and do some training and get a job, and that hopefully I'd meet a nice man and be happy. But happiness was something I would have wished for and expected.
White wedding, the cars, flowers, big dinner, 130 guests.
And the control built up as well, and the fear in me built up. But I loved him so much. I think that's what it was. I loved him so much that I thought he could do anything. He could tell me. You know, he could bully me.
I was very afraid of him because he was much bigger than me.
And he started telling me how repulsive I was in my pregnant state.
The emotional abuse started before the children came. It started on the honeymoon.
And he just started kicking me around the place, pushing me initially, and then when I went to the floor he started kicking me, punching me, ripped the phone out of the wall because I said I was ringing the police.
Because one night he came in with whiskey on him and he streeled me by the hair around the room, you know. And then of course said he didn't remember the next morning.
When we got home he started hitting me. And I tried to get out of the house and he grabbed me and he forcibly held me in the bed, not to let me go.
But with my first pregnancy, he was supportive, but that's when he started being violent.
And the next day the phone call started that he was going to burn us out. That was for one day. I was getting phone calls like every 10 minutes. He was on his way over, he was going to kill me, he was going to burn us to death. I didn't stay that night, I stayed at home that night, came back over the next day, the hall door had been kicked in. The microwave had been thrown out the window, the place was wrecked.
I had hair down to my waist at the time. He just reached round, grabbed me by the hair, threw me against the jamb of the door. I was in total shock, kicked me into the kitchen, into the sitting room, and beat me around the sitting room. And that was the first time ever in my life, and started saying, where were you, what were you up to, who were you with?
At the time, it was like it was all the time. Like I was always being beaten up.
No man has the right to, you know, beat, leave you short of money, leave you without fire, food. They just haven't got the right. There are women out there who've at one time thought maybe there was no light at the end of the tunnel, but there is, and there is help.
I'd say to other women that are in this situation to get out, and I know that's a very simple thing to say, and they won't get out till they're ready. You might leave 10 times and come back. You might leave 100 times and come back. But just keep trying. Just don't give up trying, and don't think it's hopeless that you're never going to get away. You will, because the time will be right at some stage. It wasn't right for me in the past 7 years. I've been 7 years in this situation. It's been right for me from January. Just something then happened in January. But just, that was it. This 1997 was starting and I said, well, this is going to be my year and I'm going to do something now.